always be honest with me. In fact, that's all you can be. That made me smile. Okay, so here's the deal, I replied. I'm not exactly comfortable when it comes to boats. She gave me a curious look. What does not exactly comfortable mean? They terrify me, I admitted. They have ever since I saw that movie about the Titanic. You know it's at least 80 degrees today, she said. I'm pretty sure we're not going to run into any icebergs. I'm not worried about sinking, I explained. It's just that I got seasick. You got seasick watching a movie? I nodded reluctantly. Were you at least on a boat while you were watching it? No, we were home. I'll skip the vivid details, but we ended up having to rent one of those industrial-sized steam cleaners for the carpet and couch. My thoughts wafted back to the salami sandwich and jalapeno-flavored tortilla chips that began the day in my lunch bag, and I wondered if they would soon be reintroduced to the world. Well, you might not have to worry about it, Margaret said, looking through the window into the office. I think Marcus is striking out in there. Even though we weren't inside, it wasn't hard to guess what the problem was. The Harbor Patrol was part of the Metropolitan Police Department, and Marcus was with the FBI. Those two groups are very protective of their turf and almost never work well together. Think we should help him out? She asked it like a question, but considering she didn't wait for me to answer before she opened the door and went inside, I didn't really have much of a chance to say no. The sergeant was big, with ruddy skin, chubby cheeks, and a mustache that looked like it belonged on a walrus. He stood behind a counter similar to the check-in desk at a hotel and looked as though his patience was gone. But this is an emergency, Marcus said, frustrated. You keep saying that, replied the cop, but I haven't heard a thing about it on my radio. He nodded to the police scanner on his desk. That's because we're trying to keep it contained to the FBI and Secret Service, answered Marcus. We haven't involved the local police yet. The sergeant flashed a smug smile. There, you just said it yourself. You don't want to involve the local police. Well, unfortunately for you, these boats belong to the local police. So, have a nice day. Despite my dread of sickness, I knew we needed the boat, so I tried to help out. What if Frankie was missing? I asked, interrupting. You'd want us to look for him, wouldn't you? The sergeant turned his attention to me and shot me with a laser stare. Or imagine your daughter, Maddie, went camping with her Girl Scout troop and got lost in a national park. How do you know about my kids? I ignored his question. How would you feel if the park rangers wouldn't help the police who were trying to rescue her because they were from different agencies? How would you feel if they did to you what you're doing to us right now? By this point, he was really angry, his fat cheeks turning crimson. I said, how did you know about my kids? He demanded. The nameplate on your desk says you're Frank Bergen Sr., I explained. That means there's a junior. I know you call him Frankie because that's how he signed the drawing you taped to the window over there. I know your daughter Maddie's in Girl Scouts because you've got 5 cases of Girl Scout cookies marked Maddie B stacked behind your desk so you can deliver them to your coworkers. He started to say something, but I just kept talking. I don't know your kids at all, but I know you're the kind of dad who tapes his son's pictures up at work and tries to help his daughter sell cookies. It's the best kind of dad to be. That's why I know that eventually you're going to give Agent Rivers the keys to a boat so we can try to rescue my friend. I just don't know if you're going to do it soon enough for us to make a difference. For a moment, the room was silent except for the sound of the sergeant taking a deep breath while he considered what I'd said. His nostrils flared as he inhaled, and he studied me for a moment before begrudgingly slapping a set of keys down onto the counter. If there's so much as a scratch... There won't be, Marcus said as he snatched them up. You're a good cop, Frank, and a good father, thank you. Just do me a favor and find the kid, he said. That we will, Marcus said as he grabbed a pair of dingy orange life vests from a rack and handed them to us. That we will. We followed Marcus outside and had to hurry to keep up. That was great work in there, Florian, he said, taking quick, long strides. Our boat's at the end of the dock. I looked out at the water and felt a wave of uneasiness. We're sure this is the best way to go, right? I asked, hoping it sounded more like a question of strategy than a fear of barfing. Yes, for 2 reasons.